So bringing meditation into everyday life. So I mentioned yesterday this practice of taking any activity that you take in a day, washing the dishes, taking out the bins, making food, brushing your teeth. I'm sure there's lots of activities that we treat as a means to an end. And just during that activity, bringing your full awareness to the action, bringing your being forward, this sense of aliveness, and really immersing yourself in that activity. And just noticing how that, by bringing that presence into the activity, it transforms your experience of that activity. It's the same thing, you're doing the exact same thing, but it transforms your experience of it. So that's one way. A second way, and this is something that I practice myself, is practicing non-reaction to thoughts and sensations. So during our day, naturally, we're human. Thoughts may arise, sensations may arise. But being the witness, so being in a state of non-reaction, just watching them arise and pass away. So this is another practice we can do, is practicing non-reaction to thoughts and sensations. So this might be something you want to take down. These can be, like I said, a couple of intentions. This can be one. The other can be taking the activity. And you can do this for anything. Like it doesn't even have to be one thing. You can even write down, okay, what types of things do I treat as a means to an end? And can I bring this aliveness and this presence into that activity? And just see how that transforms your day. Yeah, so that's two practices we can do. Then today I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go into, so I've mentioned before about spiritual being having a human experience. And so far during this course, we've delved into different aspects of ourselves, different bodies or sheaths, as they call it in yoga. They call it koshas. So I'm just going to share my screen. I have a little diagram here. It's this one. Can everybody see that? Yeah, thumbs up. Good. Okay, amazing. Okay, so these are, now just to be clear, these are different koshas or sheaths. And these are the different names of the sheaths. And you can see this is why this is such a great diagram, is because it's got the Sanskrit and then it's also got the translation into English too. So the outside layer, Annamaya Kosha, is the physical body. The Pranamaya Kosha, we've mentioned prana, is the energy body. The Manomaya Kosha is the mental body. The Vijnanamaya Kosha is the wisdom body. And then we've got the Anandamaya Kosha, which is the bliss body. And then even beyond the bliss body, we've got the soul. And this is your essence, right? Pure consciousness. So I'll just leave you just look at that for a second. Now, just to be clear, it's not this like, it doesn't go like physical body, then energetic body. Then it's not like this perfect like physical, and then the next layer is energetic, and then mental and wisdom, and it goes all the way in, right? These are interconnected, right? They flow, and even what this diagram is representing is from subtle to gross. Okay, so the most subtle being in the soul, and as we gradually get more gross as we go out of this physical body, which is what many of us completely identify with, right? We're identified with this body, this is who I am. But during these practices, so pranayama, we go into the energy body, right? And we begin to purify these subtle energy channels. And the further we go into these layers, like during meditations, we can access these bliss bodies, these wisdom bodies, these mental bodies. And you can even see here again, which is so great about this diagram, is it shows us like thoughts and feelings in the mental body, discernment and intuition in the wisdom body. I can share this with you guys, so don't be worried about trying to remember it all. It's a great diagram to have. It just gives us an idea of the different, like, we're multi-dimensional beings. This gives us an idea of the different dimensions of our existence. So this gives you an idea. Again, we can become completely misidentified. This shows, right? We become misidentified with our body, right? I am my body. You're not, right? It's just this physical vessel that you occupy, that your soul travels around in. Your energy, you're not your thoughts, you're not your emotions. These are all transient. They come and go, they arise and pass away. And it's about being the witness. And the more we are the witness, the observer, we begin to come closer into the essence of who you are. So this is the model of the koshas. So mano, this just to give you like prana even. Prana is energy. Maya is veil. And kosha is sheath. So essentially it's the energy veil that covers their coverings. They cover the essence of who we are. Annamaya kosha is the food veil sheath. Mano is mind. So you can see there the kind of translations for those. And this, again, it just gives us a deeper aspect of why we're practicing. Like, why are we doing meditation? Why would this even be helpful in our day? Well, it helps us to realize who we truly are at our essence. And it also helps us to disidentify from that we are not. So I'm just going to stop my share. Stop share. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, like, and I think I mentioned it to you guys before, like an exercise you can do is like, if you're wondering, who am I? Well, before you go to bed, list out everything you're not. So I'm not my job. I'm not my bank account. I'm not my body. I'm not the mind. I'm not my emotions. And you can just keep going, right? I'm not any of these things. So then if I'm not any of those things, what's left? And that's who you are, right? That's who you are. And, you know, you think about a really great example I find is this aspect of the body, right? We're so identified with the body. But the body is constantly changing. You had a body when you were 7 that was a 7-year-old's body, and now you're whatever age you are now, and you have a body that's different. But there's part of you, there's an aspect, there's this awareness there that has remained consistent, that's unchanging. And this is who you are. Pure awareness, consciousness. So yeah, that gives you an idea of the koshas, which I love it. I think it's a great model. I think it's really helpful. And like I said, it's not that they're intertwined. It doesn't go like food, energy, like it's not like this perfect division between all of them. They kind of flow in between each other. And yeah, and also this is really important to understand is when we have a physical dis-ease in the body, right? We have a dis-ease. We try to deal with that disease with a physical remedy, right? It's like, okay, got a headache, I'm going to take a Panadol, right? But if we want to heal, healing is accelerated the further we go into the subtle aspects of our being. So the more we access that wisdom body, that mental body, the further we go in past this meat suit and we go in and access those subtle bodies, the more we accelerate the healing process. That's why, like, you take in yoga or even exercise in general, exercise can help. And even mobility, like yoga asanas, these things can help if someone is struggling with some tightness or some tension, right? But if you want to accelerate that healing process, you can access these deeper layers during a meditation And that just accelerates the healing, and it helps you to get to the root cause rather than trying to deal with the symptom. It helps you to realize, okay, what is it perhaps in me that is tense and in a state of contraction that is causing my body to represent those symptoms? Because the body, like many people think the mind, so we see the mental body there, the mind. Many people think the mind is in the head. The body actually sits in the mind. And the body, the physical body, is the physical representation of the mind. It represents the mind. So, yeah, the body sits in the mind. It's the physical representation. So if you have some disease in the body, it's actually a gift, because what it is, it's the physical, the bit that we can be more aware of. It's the physical body showing us where there's disease in the mind. And then it's like, oh, wow, thank you, body. Thank you for that indicator. Now I can begin to like see what perhaps is causing this tension, this contraction, or this disease in the body. The way I look at it is it's like the body is, or disease even, is the soul's way of communicating with you through the physical dimension of the body that you're out of alignment. Okay, so that's how I see it. And then it's like, oh, thank you for that communication, soul. And then you get the opportunity to come back into alignment. So that's the way we can see disease symptoms as gifts. And like I said earlier, practicing non-reaction to thoughts and sensations, you can also do the same with your symptoms too. How much when we experience a symptom in the body do we go like straight into panic mode and got to fix myself and I've got to like do all this. I've got to get rid of it. Like, this is awful. This is terrible. And it's the mind. It's just the mind telling a story. But instead, if we can just get very still and just allow that symptom to be there. And like with the rest of those aspects, it's transient, it's impermanent. So just allowing it to arise and pass away and being in a state of non-reaction. So this is the ways we can practice meditation in life. How do we take this practice and bring it into our daily lives? So I hope that helped. That's enough theory for today. Thank you for listening. I see, my mom put in, we push pain away. And as my great friend Kevin said to me a few weeks ago, if we could only just learn to love pain, imagine that, you just loving pain as a practice. Now I'm going to put it off record, and thank you guys.